Okay, so this thing is part 2 here. This thing is finally coming apart. I don't really know for sure why I'm documenting a failure, but I guess maybe because, for myself if nothing else, this is the first time I've had this thing apart since I glued it together, and I thought, man, I have got it now. I have got the thing, I have got the notches, and I'm out here working late at night, and I didn't really document the whole notching process, and I don't mind admitting I was kind of proud of it. Like, okay, now we have an interface, now we are locked up. Look at the silly putty come out of that guy. Silly putty is my latest bedding thing. So, just so you know, that's silly putty in the screw holes. So now that can come out of there. And I'll clean this all up and the silly putty will come away. But what we've got here, I think you can see it there. Pretty much what I've got slots milled on the bottom of this piece here. And they're pretty aggressive slots. Let me see if I can get this to happen. Anyway, we have slots on the bottom of here. And slots then up in the stock. Kind of ugly right now because this is the first time it's been apart and you get to see all the silly putty in there. But that block, I'm just going to show this for all and sundry. That block right there fits right on the bottom. It's got a big machined steel bedding block right here in the middle, and it's angled on both sides. I don't know if you can see there we go. This matches. There's a thin, fine, skinny little coat here. Just the tiniest coat of epoxy all the way through here. But this barreled action is bedded forevermore to this assembly. So we have I'm big about having the tuning fork going. I'm big about having, let's see if I can get this back. I've got the heavy steel assembly here, coming up, notched and fitted, affixed to the heavy assembly that goes forward here. This is what I call the tuning fork, and I'm going to remove everything on the back now. That's what we're doing, that's what I'm doing, and I'm just taking pictures of it so that if you're interested in my so-called unlimited build, this is it. In all its ugly glory, this is it. So I need to take these blocks off of here. The only reason I took this silly thing apart is so that I could get to these blocks, because these transfer blocks, if I find out these are loose, I'm tempted to put it back together, but they're not. Those were the blocks that I built to transfer the force Still having mixed results with the silly putty, but I'm pretty much sold. I think it's the way to go. Picks out of here nice. Although there was a guy on the inner tube a while back, I won't use his name because again I'm cheery of using people's names on my. I don't want to indicate in any way that I'm connected with this guy. But he said Play-Doh. Then you take it apart, let it dry for a day or two, hit it with the air hose, and boom! Love that. I have found that this silly putty works the same way. If I wanted to leave the camera and turn it off, I could walk in the other room, pop this with the air hose, and boop! Away she'd go. These pieces would pop out of here. So, neat way to clean up after oneself. Hit it with an air hose. Don't know if I'm going to go through the whole reassembly process with you, I doubt it. But I'm going to just documenting what I'm doing right now so that when I come back and this thing's shooting, you gotta believe it's like elk hunting, man. You gotta believe there's one right over the next hill, otherwise you go home and somebody else will shoot it. So I gotta believe that I can get this to work. But more than just belief, unsupported faith is the bane of humanity. More than unsupported faith, I have to come up with a method. I have to come up with a way. I have to isolate this. What in the rip is killing this accuracy system? Because I don't know. All I know is that it's currently not an accuracy system. It's an inaccuracy system. It's bad. It's shooting like a hunting gun. No, it's not shooting as good as a hunting gun. It's shooting like half MOA or something. Something not worth talking about. I showed you some groups in another video that I pulled out of the garbage from the last time. I thought my tuner would save this thing. Maybe the Earl's out of, maybe I tune that thing. Well, ain't no tuning can help this mess. It is just a mess. So, it's going to go back together. I'm going to clean all this out and put it all back together, get my notched interface back in there, reassemble my tuning fork assembly, take this apart and shoot it conventionally, bring it back out and find out if it works. What can I say? Hopefully when we come back, we'll be shooting some little bitty groups. If not, I might have to throw, I got so many hours in this thing, I hate to think of throwing it all away. I'll make it happen.